What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. We have a lot of news to talk about, including some important MCU timelines and shows and movies that you need to watch before some upcoming Marvel movies come out, which are confirmed by some people over at Marvel. We're going to talk about how Marvel right now is breaking records and doing phenomenally in the box office, and is in fact not dying, as some people would say, but in fact they are doing the opposite. And with the introduction of the X-Men and Mutants coming very, very soon, things are only going to get even more exciting. And the big thing that we're going to talk about today is indeed the Mutants, but more specifically an actual mutant movie. So far, we've only been teased with the mutants in the MCU, and we do know a little bit about the X-Men that are coming in Phase 5 and Phase 6, and we know that it's going to be sort of a blend of mutants, both old and new, and actual X-Men, meaning mutants that are actually a part of the literal X-Men team, or the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants with Magneto. Yes, there is a lot happening with the X-Men and mutants in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The old universes are colliding with our current universe, and we're about to introduce new characters in the next saga. There's a lot happening, but we are indeed going to be getting an official movie that is going to apparently reboot the mutants altogether, which is kind of what we expected, but does give us a little bit of clarity on what Marvel Studios' plans are for the mutants. So if you love Marvel and want to stay up to date, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also check out our Patreon account, our Discord, and our website as well. We'll link all of those down below. We also have a giveaway, which we'll talk about at the end. So admittingly, Marvel Studios right now is doing a lot with the Multiverse Saga, which is expected when you start to jump over into other universes and eventually have universes collide into each other and have characters collide with each other as well, which is what we're going to see happen in Secret Wars. Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness have already prepared us for incursions. In Spider-Man No Way Home, we didn't exactly see universes physically collide with each other, but of course we saw the characters cross over. But in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we learned that universes can literally collide into each other, destroying one or both of them, typically. In the comics, that's what Secret Wars is really about. Incursions happen, and basically the whole multiverse does get destroyed. And characters do cross over with each other when these universes collide. That is what we're about to face in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And with that, we know that the old X-Men from the Fox universe are going to collide with the MCU and make their way over to the MCU. Deadpool 3 is really going to be the start of this, and then it's going to finish off in Secret Wars. Unfortunately, until then, we aren't really going to see any new X-Men in the MCU. It looks like Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios are saving that for Phase 7. And we've talked about this a lot, and I think the next saga is indeed going to be a Mutant Saga, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But we do know they're coming in Phase 7, and in fact, we have been told before that Marvel Studios is planning for an actual movie titled The Mutants. This was reported a little bit ago by the Illuminati, actually specifically reported on by my buddy Richard Nebbins. And when that report came out a while ago, it stated that right now Marvel Studios is doing a project about the mutants and the X-Men that is going to be led and produced by Kevin Feige. And like I mentioned, the title for it, at least for right now, is indeed called The Mutants. And the movie is intended to be a reboot. Now, of course, this makes perfect sense, and it could mean a couple of things. One, the reset could simply be referring to the old Fox X-Men universe being completely reset, being done, that's over, we're not going to see those X-Men again. But that's pretty much how it was. The old Fox universe was dead, and we knew it wasn't a part of the MCU, and we know that Disney now has the rights to use the X-Men in movies. So with the exception of cases like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness bringing back Professor X, and Deadpool bringing back Wolverine and some other X-Men as well, and whoever they bring back in Secret Wars, that franchise is done. It had a great run and produced some great X-Men films, but new X-Men are coming, which is fantastic. But there is something else that rebooting the franchise could actually mean, and this kind of comes with an actual film titled The Mutants. The reboot could mean that right now, there isn't actually an X-Men team. There could be mutants in the MCU, as we know, but not an actual team. That could be where this actual movie, The Mutants, comes into play. This could be a true origin story of some mutants getting together to form the X-Men and, in turn, the Brotherhood of Mutants. That's right, we could be looking at a classic origin story for Charles Xavier and Max Eisenhart, who of course would later go on to change his name to Eric and then of course go by Magneto. Now, we've only really seen this on screen one time, X-Men First Class, but we do know that Kevin Feige does not really like to do things that have already been done before. The perfect example of that is Spider-Man Homecoming. They did not show the classic Uncle Ben dying and Peter Parker getting bit by the radioactive spider getting his powers because Kevin Feige stated, we already know that happens. We've already seen it before, and with the Fantastic Four, he said it's not exactly going to be a true origin story because, again, we've already seen that. So as far as Charles and Eric meeting, expect something maybe just a little bit different, and the origin for the X-Men to possibly be a little bit different as well. Now, it has been rumored that Marvel Studios is considering really diving into the fact that the normal humans of the world kind of have a problem with mutants. And this actually kind of lines up with the Sokovia Accords, where basically the world decided that they need to keep these superheroes in check. And they showed us that not everybody really thinks of these superheroes so highly, but in fact, some people are quite afraid of them and the destruction that they could cause, like the Hulk. So this could fit quite nicely with the narrative of the MCU that we have so far. And what's really interesting about this, which is really exciting, is that this project is seemingly going to combine classic X-Men that we know and love, like Professor X, Magneto, Storm, Wolverine, Cyclops, Beast, the well-known characters with lesser-known mutants, and actually put a twist on it, like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. They said that she was a mutant, and Kevin Feige did say that, yeah, she's a mutant, which is not how she is in the comics, so expect a pretty good twist. Kevin Feige is already starting with it by making Kamala Khan a mutant when she wasn't in the comics. So whatever Kevin Feige has in store for us in this Mutants movie, it is going to be fresh and something that we haven't seen before. It's sad that we have to wait till Phase 7 to probably get this, but we do have a lot going on in the MCU until then. And I'm really glad to hear that everybody is loving Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. In fact, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is doing incredible at the box office right now. In fact, it has the best second weekend hold for any MCU project post the pandemic. So basically, kind of the best since Phase 3. In fact, its second weekend, it earned $58 million, which was better than the second weekend for both Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. So Marvel fans are loving this, which is great because Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania had pretty much the worst fall off in the second weekend. And a lot of people said that the MCU was dead, but no, it is not. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is living proof of that. So lots of exciting things coming, including Secret Invasion and the Marvels. And Samuel L. Jackson has recently opened up and told us what we need to watch before we watch the Marvels, which coincidentally kind of gives us a timeline for the Marvels, which I know some people have been wanting to know. Samuel L. Jackson said in the latest issue of Empire that you have to watch WandaVision before. This is, of course, so you can learn about Monica Rambeau. You have to watch Miss Marvel before, of course, to learn about Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. And he says that you have to watch Secret Invasion first, which means in the timeline, the Marvels does come after Secret Invasion, which is something that wasn't made entirely clear until now. But that's coming up pretty soon. We're going to be doing the watch parties for that, so be on the lookout. And of course, the Marvels is right around the corner, not too far away. And it honestly does look pretty good. So a lot of exciting things happening for the MCU in this saga and the next. So let us know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below, and how excited are you going to be for the Mutants? Let us know. Please don't forget to like the video as it really helps the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment so you can enter our giveaway for a chance to win a PS5, an Xbox Series X, some Marvel Legends items, and some DC items as well. The winner gets to pick one item, and we pick a winner at the end of each month. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.